This morning, the tributes are still pouring in for former U.S. Senator Joe Lieberman. He passed away yesterday in New York City following complications from a fall. The 82-year-old spent decades in politics, both here in Connecticut and in our nation's capital. Lieberman wasn't afraid to cross party lines, befriending and garnering respect from both Democrats and Republicans. This morning, we're hearing from Governor Ned Lamont. You may recall that Lamont won the Democratic primary for the Senate in 2006, but it was Lieberman that won the general election as an independent. Here's what Lamont said just minutes ago.
Look, I think he's old school, isn't he? Going back to a time where the Senate was more collegial. They worked across the aisle. They had friends on both sides of the aisle. And he's also a man who stood up for his convictions. Did I always agree with him? No, but he knew where he stood, and I respect that.
Whatever your politics, I had a chance to interview Joe Lieberman a number of times over the years, mostly when I was in sports, and he was always the gentleman. Here with new details on his funeral and the outpouring of memories. And Joe Lieberman's lasting legacy on our state is NBC Connecticut's Jennifer Joseph. Good morning, Jen.
Hey, good morning to you, Kevin. And we sat down with Joe Lieberman in 2012, just before his retirement. He said that he wanted to be remembered for his belief in bipartisanship and that he got things done. And that is exactly what people are saying about him today.
Everyone from former presidents to his colleagues in Congress to legislators here in Connecticut are saying that he wasn't afraid to cross party lines and work together to get things accomplished. Senator Richard Blumenthal spoke about him today on MSNBC's Morning Joe.
He was ferociously independent, but he really prided himself on bringing people together and bridging gaps. And I'll tell you the quality that I will always remember about him. He was a listener. He really listened to people.
Joe Lieberman rose from serving in the state Senate to Connecticut Attorney General to a U.S. Senator. The Democrat turned independent supported gay rights, abortion rights, and environmental causes. But when he backed the Iraq War, it damaged his popularity. He also stirred controversy after publicly criticizing President Bill Clinton for his affair with a White House intern. But it's those beliefs and convictions, no matter how controversial, that people are remembering today. Former President Barack Obama says Lieberman stuck to his principles because he knew it was the right thing to do.
He was a gentleman. He was kind. He held firm to his beliefs.
I don't think anyone would ever doubt the sincerity and the integrity that he brought to every endeavor he was involved in.
And former President George Bush writing, "We pray that Joe's example of decency guides our nation's leaders now and into the future." Lieberman was the first Jewish candidate on a major party's presidential ticket when he ran as vice president alongside Al Gore in 2000. Al Gore wrote that Lieberman's favorite song was Frank Sinatra's My Way, and doing things Joe's way meant always putting his country and values of equality and fairness first.
And Lieberman's funeral services are being planned for tomorrow in Stamford. Governor Ned Lamont will be one of the speakers. Back over to you, Kevin.
Jen, thank you. And be sure to stay with NBC Connecticut for the very latest on the passing of former U.S. Senator Joe Lieberman. We will continue to bring you more details on the funeral and memorial plan to honor his legacy. You can also head to our website, NBCConnecticut.com, and our free app for more reaction.